Welcome to the study. What we're going to be doing today is looking at a technique to try and change your emotions prior to you running.
The technique that we're going to use is a technique called imagery. It's a technique that's commonly used by runners, elite, down to recreational, and it's one that can help you become more aware of and be more capable of regulating your emotions.
Most people get nervous before competition, and that's quite normal. However, some people, those nerves are really quite motivating, quite energising, and they find that getting nervous is really helpful for performance. Others, it's not such the case.
Some people find getting extremely nervous to be unhelpful for performance and would much rather feel calm.
Now, if you're one of these people for whom anxiety is quite helpful for performance, typically in the pre-competition period, you might want to make yourself feel more anxious. Do some strategies to actually increase your anxiety because you think that helps performance.
However, if you're one of the individuals who prefers to feel less anxious before competing, you might want to focus on down-regulating or reducing your anxiety before you compete.
People want to perform well in competition and not surprisingly feel nervous beforehand. The intensity of anxiety varies between people. Some people get very nervous, whereas others are quite calm. Emotions can have a powerful influence on what we think and do. Trying to control emotions can be a good way to improve performance. Imagery is a technique commonly used by athletes to help fine-tune their mental edge. Imagery involves using relevant senses and emotions associated with actual performance to create or recreate an experience.
Create a pre-competition experience. You want it to be as vivid and clear as you possibly can. And to do that, you need to think about the things that you pay attention to in the environment and how you typically respond to those. So, Andy, what do you typically, when you're preparing to compete, what things do you note and how do you respond to those?
Well, the first thing would be you take a good notice of the course, try and find out where the hills are, take a look at the weather conditions, you have a look around who's there, and then you start warming up and you get a sense of how you're feeling that day. And all of those sort of things start to either confirm that you're feeling pretty good, or some doubts start creeping in as to whether you're going to do as well as you wanted to prior to coming.
And what would you do so obviously part of that is the emotions, the doubt, the worry, the anxiety. What kind of things would you be looking to do to try and regulate those?
Well, you'd be looking to get some positive thoughts in your mind, try to remember that your training has gone quite well, try to get the sort of things that really build a really good performance. For me, it would be trying to get a rhythm of running so that I can sort of get that in the warm-up stage, so I'm feeling that I'll be ready for the race and get the cadence going as I'd like.
Okay, so that's Andy's experience. What you'll find is that you may have different things that you pay attention to and different responses and experiences. That's the point with imagery. The script that you develop, the sort of scenario that you build is very individualised to you. It won't be the same between two individuals. So in preparing for this study, think about what you pay attention to. Think about how you feel and how you respond to that.
If you feel reducing anxiety helps performance, imagery can be used to reduce how anxious you feel. If you feel increasing anxiety helps performance, imagery can be used to increase how anxious you feel.
So if we have an athlete who's feeling very anxious and finds that anxiety very debilitating, what do you suggest that person does?
I'd encourage that individual to think about previous successes. They've got competition history, they'll have had competitions where they've done well. I'd encourage them to recreate those and reuse them. I'd get them to think about their recent training and what's gone well in training, what they're happy with. They may well be looking at their competitors and thinking, my word, you look really sort of strong and athletic. But the chances are their competitors are looking at them and thinking exactly the same thing. So, it's about encouraging them to be positive and think about success. So if you have an athlete that comes to you and they don't feel they're getting anxious enough, they like to feel anxious before competition, what would you suggest they do?
An athlete coming in feeling really calm wants to get anxious. Sometimes it's usually not too hard to get them quite anxious. And when they think about when they're performing in an important competition, that sort of triggers back to what's at stake. And many people take their sport very seriously. And when they start imagining themselves performing in an important race, race. The sensation of anxiety comes flooding back. If that's not enough, they've only got to think to themselves when they're performing and say they're behind a rival competitor, or they see the clock going and they're not meeting their time. They start getting some anxiety that the performance is really not good enough to the standard, and that sort of usually spurs them on and gets them more motivated, and the anxiety goes up as a consequence.